To the outside world, Richard Kuklinski was a devoted husband, a father of 3, and a man who worked hard to support his family. He lived in a quiet New Jersey suburb, took his kids to church, and seemed like any other blue-collar worker. But behind that ordinary facade was one of the most cold-blooded contract killers in American history. Kuklinski was born in 1935 in Jersey City, New Jersey. His childhood was brutal. His father was an abusive alcoholic and his mother beat him regularly. Violence wasn't just present in his life, it was the language he learned to speak early. By his teenage years, Kuklinski had already killed someone. He later admitted to killing a neighborhood bully using a metal pole. That thrill of power, control, and violence never left him. By the 1950s, Kuklinski was working for local crime families in New Jersey and New York. He wasn't a typical mobster. He wasn't flashy or loud. Instead, he was methodical, quiet, and terrifyingly efficient. He worked as a hitman for multiple organized crime groups, including the Gambino family, and would later claim to have murdered over 200 people during his decades-long career. What made Kuklinski so dangerous was not just the number of his victims, but the variety of his methods. He shot, stabbed, strangled, poisoned, and even used cyanide spray. One of his most chilling tactics was freezing the bodies of his victims to disguise the time of death, earning him the nickname, the Iceman. He killed in alleys, in backseats of cars, in hotel rooms, wherever he was instructed. His reputation grew in the criminal underworld. He never hesitated, never left witnesses, and never showed emotion. Kuklinski saw murder as business, and he took pride in being good at it. He once claimed, "Killing someone's easy, you just push the button." His demeanor was so calm and cold it disturbed even seasoned law enforcement officers. Despite his double life, Kuklinski was a model family man. His wife Barbara had no idea what he did for a living. She believed he worked in film distribution. They lived in a modest home in Dumont, New Jersey, and neighbors thought he was quiet but kind. His children described him as loving, although prone to sudden outbursts of anger. They had no idea what he was capable of. What ultimately led to Kuklinski's downfall was his growing paranoia. In the 1980s, the mafia had begun to change. Trust was eroding, and killers like Kuklinski became liabilities. At the same time, law enforcement was building a case against him. In 1985, the New Jersey Attorney General's office launched Operation Iceman. An undercover ATF agent named Dominic Polifrone was tasked with infiltrating Kuklinski's world. Posing as a hitman and arms dealer, Polifrone gained Kuklinski's trust and got him to talk about poison, cyanide, and his past jobs. In chilling recordings, Kuklinski spoke openly about using cyanide in coffee, sandwiches, and even sprayed on victims' faces. He boasted about how quickly it worked and how untraceable it could be. On December 17, 1986, Richard Kuklinski was arrested in a joint operation involving the ATF, state police, and federal agents. He was charged with multiple murders, including those of associates and enemies within the crime world. In 1988, Kuklinski was convicted of 5 murders and sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. He later confessed to dozens more killings during interviews from prison, though many could not be officially verified. One of the most chilling revelations came during a prison interview with HBO. When asked how he felt about killing, Kuklinski said, "I don't particularly care. I could care less. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I could kill somebody and go out for lunch." Psychologists who studied him described him as a classic sociopath, emotionless, remorseless, and highly intelligent. He had mastered the art of compartmentalization. One moment, a devoted father baking Christmas cookies with his kids. The next, a killer disposing of a body on a lonely stretch of highway. Richard Kuklinski died in 2006 at the age of 70, while serving his sentence at Trenton State Prison. Some believed his death was suspicious. He had agreed to testify against a mob figure shortly before, but officially, he died of natural causes related to heart disease. His wife and children eventually learned the truth, and struggled to reconcile the loving man they knew with the monster described in court.